Hey there, fellow nostalgia aficionados. Welcome back. David Eon here in the Open by Chance Vintage Toy Museum. And today we are looking at pickups. Had some more luck this past week going to yard sales, estate sales, thrift stores, and so on, that kind of thing. And I've been doing a little bit of a video series on this because I'm shocked that I'm having any fortune at all, because you know how hard it's gotten in the last few years to find anything of interest, especially at thrift stores, you know what I mean? So I've been having some good fortune, and I had some more luck this past weekend and showed a couple of things on the live stream, but I'm going to show you the rest of it here that I've picked up from here, there, and everywhere. And unlike when I normally pick up things for the toy museum or for as far as comics or action figures or anything like that, I don't normally talk about prices, but I will talk about the prices a little bit with the yard sale and thrift store pickups and things like that. And I may as well get started right here. I showed this on the live stream. If I can even get it all the way into frame. Look at this. And that should be familiar to a lot of you. And it is vintage. It's 90s. But yeah, guess what, folks? You got old. 90s is now vintage. This is a vintage 90s piece. And if you haven't figured it out yet, it's a store display. You probably would have seen this hanging from the ceiling in, say, Toys R Us. And they did the giant TIE fighter that's like this, and they did the Millennium Falcon. And I actually found this in Savers. And there you go. $10.49 plus 20% off. Yes, $10.49. I couldn't believe it. If they had any clue, it would have been a hell of a lot more than that, as you can well imagine. And I do have 90s stuff, not Star Wars, but you know, like Skeleton Warriors and Earthworm Jim and things like that, 90s, but not 90s Star Wars. But this being a store display, and given the price point, I was like, wow, that'd be great. And it's hollow. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't move. R2 is fixed. His head doesn't even turn. Nothing on this moves or turns or works. Its only intention originally, of course, like I pointed out, was to be a store display. Well, the one strut does come out for some reason. That strut comes out. But it's only one strut, and that's how it was made. So I thought that was a great pickup. What do you think? What do you think of that? Next up, and I showed this on Instagram, and there was a lot of buzz about it because people really wanted to know what happened. And that was the garage full of gumball machines. Now, we had actually gone there to buy a couple of display tables for the museum room. We needed a couple of extra display tables, and he had one for sale. And we went there to get it, and in his garage it was full of gumball machines, loaded with gumball machines. And I took a picture of it and put it on Instagram. And they're vintage 90s machines. And people are like, did you get one? Did you get one? Did you get one? Yes, I got one. I did get one. This is a real 90s vintage gumball machine, fully loaded, has the key, works perfectly. And the story is that he is a gumball machine vendor. And the reason his garage is full of machines, because he had like 50 of them, okay? The reason his garage is full of machines is because he keeps getting evicted. The malls are going under, and he basically would have setups in the malls. And you have to rent the space, and you set up your gumball machines, and passive income, you go once a week and check on them, make sure nobody busted them open, keep the candy fresh, whatever. But one by one, all the malls giving him eviction notices because they're closing down. You got 2 weeks to vacate, you got a month to vacate, we're closing this section, whatever. And he got to the point where he's got more gumball machines sitting in the garage than he has out in stores or flea markets or whatever, and he's just not making any money. And he was like, yeah, I just need to back off from that, and I'm selling the machines. And the gumballs are fresh. They're not 100 years old. They are fresh. And it was $40. $40 loaded. And he also agreed to sell us an additional table when he found out what we were using the tables for. He was like, I've got another one. I was holding on to it, but you know what? You guys can have it. And so we bought that one too. But this was $40, fully loaded, fresh gumballs. Has the key and everything. What do you think? Goodbye? I just thought it would be nice to have one for the museum. I was like, I can scrape up $40. I would have loved to have gotten more, but I could manage $40 at the time extra, and so I got that. Next up, this is actually a Mercari Marketplace pickup. Look familiar? Who knows who that is? This is the Mego. That's right, Mego. I believe it was 1976 plush King Kong, who always has these like flat feet. There's like a piece of cardboard in there, but you know he can't stand because his hips are actually hinged. So I don't know how they ever thought he was supposed to stand or why they gave him these flat feet, but whatever. I love the rubber face though. And he came in, I believe, what, 2 sizes? There's a bigger one than this. There's a bigger one than this. But this is a Mercari Marketplace pickup, and I got it for like $18. And I used to have a few of these. I don't have them anymore, but now I've got this one. So there we are. And since we're doing gorillas, yes, another one. It's Gonga from Russ. Gonga from Russ. And when were these done? Early 1980s. And I have a big Gonga that still has the tags. This was another Savers pickup. It was actually in the bag. You know how they have those hang bags that you see on Facebook all the time, and people sit there and try to convince you that they found like the entire 1982 G.I. Joe lineup in that bag for like $1.99, and I'm like, yeah, bullshit, because I've never seen anything like that in my life. That kind of bag. But Gonga was in there with a bunch of pieces of junk, but it was basically like $3. And yeah, I'll pick up a Gonga in this kind of condition for $3, which, you know, is based off of the Mon-Chi-Chi craze, because just like with Mon-Chi-Chi, basically he sucks his thumb. So Russ did Gonga and Rutherford, and they are essentially high-end knockoffs of Mon-Chi-Chi. So there you go. Hey Gonga, got a new home for you. Also, this is another Savers, and this one surprised me. Look at that. It is the Little House on the Prairie box set, the deluxe set in the box, shaped like the house. Shaped like the house. And I checked, every disc is there, and they're clean. Every disc is there, and they are clean. All 9 seasons of Little House on the Prairie. And this was, oh, how much was it? $3.99. $3.99 plus tax. Which, if you know this box set, it's worth a hell of a lot more than that. It's worth a hell of a lot more than that. I remember watching this when I was growing up. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. I hope that the movie is in here, because at the end of the series they had a movie, a made-for-television movie closing out the series. And in that film, because Michael Landon did not, because he was the producer, did not want anyone to be able to use their set, because it wasn't just a facade, it was like a real town. they dynamited the entire town. It's like one of the final scenes in the made-for-TV movie where they blow up the entire town. And in his mind, no one can reuse the set. No one can try to bring Little House back because that was it. Fascinating what they did. I hope it's in here. I don't know if it is, but it is all 9 seasons. And then finally, and this is a flea market pickup. And we were out at the flea market, Smiley's Flea Market in Georgia yesterday. And of all things, look at this. That is an Emerson CTR 96 1A. Official. And I took a chance on it for $10. And it works. It works. I took a chance on it for $10 at the flea market. Has the battery cover. This is the original auxiliary plug. Tape decks are working. And the 96 1A is circa 1988. I looked it up. So classic 80s ghetto blaster. Ghetto blaster, folks. Now I can walk. Oh, I got to turn it this way. I could walk around like this. I could walk around with it like this with my theme music blasting at conventions. No, I'm not going to do that. That's too much. It's heavy anyways. This is heavy. And it doesn't even have 8D batteries in it yet. So, yeah, for $10, I think that's a great find. I wish I had one of those huge ones like you used to see in the movies and stuff. But, man, those were outrageously expensive even back in the day. So what do you think? That's my pickups this weekend. Had some luck, I think, nostalgia-wise. What stood out for you? Anything there that you were like, oh man, I definitely would have grabbed that, or something that you found really interesting? Maybe you had some luck at a recent yard sale, estate sale, whatever. Tell us about it in the comments section down below. Please do give the video a thumbs up. Always appreciated. Hype it if you can. Share it if you can. Subscribe if you're new. Join the family, as it were. And if that is it, then what more can I say? But thanks for watching, and we will see you again soon.